Gemini, welcome, welcome. So, we've already done the readings for Libra, the reading for Aquarius. If you have personal placements in those, I suggest you go check them out. Or if you don't have personal placements in Libra or Aquarius, go check which of your houses have Libra or Aquarius energy, and it may still apply in that aspect of your life, okay? So, let's check it out. For you, Gemini, we've got number 43, Passion Flower, Surrender. So let's start with that one, okay? The energy of Passion Flower says, upright, it represents sacrifice, surrender, choosing growth, trusting, discernment, rituals of letting go. Reversed, it represents deception, misguided intentions, deceiving opportunities, unexpected halt, bad judgment. Astrological ruler, Neptune and the moon. Passion flower, a precious botanical native to Central and South America, was named for the Passion of Christ, referring to his suffering and death by Roman Catholic priests in the 1500s. It was also called La Flor de las Cinco Llagas, or the flower of the five wounds, referring to Christ's stigmata. The 5 petals and 5 petal-like sepals of this flower represent the 10 apostles who remained faithful to Jesus throughout the Passion. The circle of hair-like rays above the petals represents Jesus' crown of thorns. Since its introduction to European herbal medicine, passion flower has been used as an antispasmodic, hypnotic, anodyne, anxiolytic, sedative, and nervous system tonic. The leaf tea became popular in North American medicine in the mid-1800s for similar uses as those in South American traditions. Passion flower tranquilizes edgy nerves and helps with insomnia, mood disorders, headaches, colic, migraines, menstrual cramps, diarrhea, neuralgia, eye disorders, epilepsy and convulsions, and muscle spasms and pain. To this day, passion flower is used by many shamans in floral baths to calm and cleanse the spirit. Passion flower is considered a bridge to Christ consciousness, which assists in direct communication with the mythical voice within. It was also used as an incense to alter the energy of spaces that were stressed, traumatized, or disrupted. Passion flower is ruled by the mighty powers of Neptune, the planet of spiritual realization, religious experiences, the spirit world, the Maya, the great illusion. The guidance that comes with this card says, passion flower symbolizes surrender, sacrifice, and the crucifixion of the ego. Passion flower resembles the need to sacrifice in order to make space and move forward. The all-seeing, double-headed owl symbolizes the great understanding perceived from both sides, whether it be upside down or inside out, and bestows goddess passion flower with unseen truths as she performs rituals for letting go. Owl is symbolic of discernment and able to light up what's needed to be seen. Passion flower today might reflect the need to suspend actions that aren't aligned to your spiritual path. Are there certain decisions or actions you've made that you must sacrifice in order to reassess your directions? Honor your intuition. It's okay if projects or original ideas come to an unexpected halt. Discernment is key to experience greater truth and opportunities. Okay. And then we've got number 40, Ginseng, Magician. And this one says, ginseng, let's see, Master Manifester. When it's upright, it represents Master Manifester, boundless energy, potential, resourcefulness, expansion. When reversed, it means untapped talent, lack of action, opportunities missed, disbelief of innate powers. Astrological ruler, Uranus and Jupiter. Ginseng provides longevity and creative energy within each person. The shape of the root resembles a human figure, symbolic of its deeply restorative medicinal effect on the body-mind. Ginseng is likely the most studied herb in modern-day research, but long before North America was colonized, Native American peoples used ginseng in medicine. Midewiwin, a group of Ojibwe spiritual leaders skilled in medicine, use the root for pain relief and digestive troubles, to calm the spirit, and as a poultice to staunch bleeding. The Meskwaki people of the Great Lakes region have used ginseng as an aphrodisiac and a panacea. In China, the hotter and more stimulating variety, Panax ginseng, has long been one of the most important herbs in traditional medicine. It is considered a life-prolonging cure-all. Like Uranus, ginseng's medicinal abilities are like a lightning bolt of pure life energy to the nervous system, reviving our innermost recesses. Jupiter's influence allows it to strengthen our vitality, immune system, and general life force. As a primary adaptogen, it has strong regulatory effects on our hormonal and endocrine systems, being a tonic herb that greatly calms and harmonizes the spirit, another trait ginseng gets from Jupiter. The guidance. Ginseng, like the magician in the tarot, embodies the wizardry and brilliance. You are a master manifester, and now is the time to sow the seeds of your dreams to bring your intentions to fruition. The tools, skills, and wisdom you've gathered have led you to this moment. Ginseng's unique signature trait reminds you to keep a clear vision consistently, unmotivated by ego, such as status, money, or vanity, to manifest a deeply powerful and creative light in alignment to your higher self. Reverse ginseng reminds you not to fall into the trap of empty intentions just because of the obsessive focus on the end result. Deeply listen and realize to the wizard within, and act solely with intention and for the greater good. Okay. Fascinating. So apparently, Gemini, you have some untapped potential that you are not bringing into fruition. So let's see. Let's check this out. What is this untapped potential of Gemini? Let's see. What does Gemini need to know at this moment? What does Gemini need to know at this moment? Oh, King of Stones. Wolf. That's King of Pentacles energy. Oh, the Ace of Arrows, the Breath of Life. This is like the Ace of Swords. So you are definitely getting some sort of download, inspiration possibly. And I don't know if you are resisting it, but with King of Stones, we'll see. I'm not sure whether the King of Stones describes you or describes what you need to do. It could be either one. All right, so I was just double checking and I went to go look at the energy of the Ace of Arrows. And interestingly enough, I feel like you are manifesting. That's why the Magician came up. That's why Master Manifestor energy came up. Because the Ace of Arrows represents, let's see what it says, by breathing life into a thought and pursuing it to its material creation in the real world, we engage in an ancient and unique relationship with the universe and the divine. Our minds are linked to greater consciousness, its power and effectiveness, waiting only for the question. This energy can be summoned and applied to achieve your conscious desire. Clarity of purpose is the key. Sometimes an unconscious impulse or drive makes you aware of a hidden issue or need. So, there is a specific thing you're trying to manifest, you're trying to create. But remember, the Magician was also reminding you to act not out of ego. Like, don't do it, whatever this thing that you're trying to manifest is, don't do it out of ego. Like, don't do it for status, don't do it for vain personal reasons. Do it because this is aligned with your spiritual path, right? That's the best reason. But I do have to say that the fact that you're showing up with the King of Stones tells me that you may be more materially driven than spiritually driven, because this is a very earthy energy, a very practical, down-to-earth, business-like energy. So let's see. Clarify King of Stones. Eight of Swords, Seven of Wands. Clarify the King of Stones. Yep. Three of Swords. Wow, the Tower. I feel, Gemini, whatever it is that you've been manifesting, you've created a series of events. You've put a series of events into motion that I don't think you even realize. You have no idea. You have no idea. Whatever it is that you're doing it from a very earthly, material, will, ego-based. And again, when I say ego, I'm not saying like, oh my God, you're a narcissist. I'm saying ego like, you're more worried about paying your bills. You're more worried about, what clothes you're going to wear and how you're going to look when you do this, instead of what this is that you're doing, what effect it's going to have on other people. So with the Seven of Wands, you have, like, it's given you some sort of status. Whatever this is has given you some level of status. But I don't like this combination, because at the Tower, I feel like your careful little balance that you've created is about to be very, very terribly upset. But that's because this wasn't coming from the best place. Not that you're a bad person, or no, nothing like that. More like this is just being addressed on a more spiritual level now. You are about to be put through, like you're going to be asked to surrender. I'm almost seeing in my mind's eye like a roller coaster. The first half, imagine like you were pulling the trolley. The little car on the roller coaster, you had handrails and you were pulling yourself up. And now you've reached the peak of how high you can go. And now you're going to let go and let the universe take over. And it's going to feel like a plunge. It's going to feel like a, like when cold water hits you and you go like that, that's what it's going to feel like. But it's because you were ignoring the fact that, like, I feel like your approach was like, I'm in total control of whatever this is, but you were ignoring some very key things here. Let's see. Let's see if we can figure out what's going on here. What else does Gemini need to know? What else does Gemini need to know? The Hooded Man. And the Wanderer. Yeah, like you have a very free-spirited approach to things. A very like, let's just go with the flow. And maybe it's because you had a mutable energy. But with the Hooded Man, whatever it is that you were trying to manifest or do, it required some internal journey. And you kind of skipped past that. And the universe pulling you back like, no. This is not something you're allowed to skip. Clarify the Hooded Man. Let's see. Clarify the Hooded Man. Oh no. What's worse with the Ace of Swords is that you do know what it required. Look, I told you this gave you some sort of status. Six of Wands. There it is again. Okay. So whatever this is, you've kind of reaped some sort of benefit from it. So like, let's say this was a job position. You got the job position, but you're kind of ignoring the fact that the job position requires maybe certain degrees or certain type of preparation, and the universe is now putting you through that preparation. And you wanted the title, you wanted the role without doing the other part. And it's something spiritual, because this is very Neptune energy. I don't know if you've ever had maracuya or passion flower, pasiflorina, but I used to live in the state of Michoacan in Mexico when I was like 19, 21. And there's a very common flower fruit there. And I had to make sure that if they make some delicious aguas, which is like a juice from it, and it is so good. But after you drink that, it knocks you out. Like knocks you out. It is a very strong sedative. And so I feel like whatever this is, you are kind of approaching this like, oh, it's so delicious, it's so yummy, and it's about to knock you out. That's what, but it's meant to. You're supposed to go through not just the external journey, which you're doing, but the internal journey is supposed to also be taken. And almost like this makes me think like you're avoiding it. You see the swords behind her? She's like avoiding the wolf. Well, here comes the wolf still. You wanted, this kind of mirrors the Virgo reading. Maybe that's why I have the hooded man, which is like the hermit Virgo energy. Because with the Six of Wands, it's like you wanted the elevation of status that this gave you without the internal journey that was required. And the universe is like, come on, let's go. Hold my hand. Let's take a plunge. And I feel like this is obviously going to be wonderful. It's Jupiter energy. Neptune energy. I feel like whatever this is, because it is Neptune energy, there's going to be some loss involved, which maybe is why you were resisting, because you were like, I don't want the loss. I just want the benefits. So if you think of Neptune energy, Neptune is 12th house energy. It's the house of undoing. It's the house of dissolving. It's the house of no boundaries. It's the house of we are all one, of love and beauty and the arts. And it's almost like somebody plugged into Neptune energy and they were like, I want the artistic abilities that comes with Neptune energy. Because, you know, Pisces, Neptune is an amazing artist. And so you might have plugged in and gotten that, you juiced up on the Neptune energy. But again, Neptune is like a fog. You can't hold on to it. You can't predict it. And the fog has seeped into you, and now you feel like you're hallucinating. But it's not that you're hallucinating. It's that now you're going on the internal journey, and you didn't want that. You just wanted the artistic benefits, but you cannot control this. This is something that you get both. You can't just pick one. Everything has pros and cons, and you just wanted the pros, but it comes with the cons too. And the cons aren't bad. It's more like it requires a certain amount of work. What else does Gemini need to know? Look. 10 of Vessels. Happiness. Woo. There you are, Gemini. Queen of Arrows. So you're in a very air and earthy energy. You're a mix of air and earth. And you're just, I don't know, you're very focused on your happiness. You're very focused on like the aesthetic. Whatever this is, you're very focused on the aesthetic. Because swans are just graceful, beautiful creatures, right? But you're ignoring what's going on inside of the swan, what's happening within the swan. But see, the Queen of Arrows, especially in this deck, also represents loss, sorrow. So let's use an example. Let's say that you wanted to be an artist. You wanted the status of being some sort of artist, maybe a singer, maybe an actress or an actor, and you got your wish, but you forget that it comes with other things, like maybe you don't relate to the people you grew up with anymore. Maybe it started creating jealousy and envy among your friends and family. Maybe your partner wants a divorce because they feel like you don't give them attention or energy anymore. Like you wanted everything and you forgot that everything has a dark and a light side. Everything in life. You wanted only the blessings, and you forgot that everything that you pull in has an equal measure of shadow. Clarify the 10 of Vessels. Page of Cups. Queen of Wands. King of Swords. Nine of Pentacles, the Emperor. Okay, so I do think if you are in a connection, so this could go a couple of different ways. Let's say that you're somebody who has been single for a really long time. You're going to meet somebody who can maybe fulfill your every desire, but they require commitment. And you are used to living la vida loca. And now you're going to have to be in a partnership. And this is someone who will not tolerate disrespect. So if you want to be with this person, you've got to abide by their rules. They are the boss. You forgot what this came with. Like maybe you were trying to manifest a rich partner. You manifested them, but you forgot that someone that's wealthy, they require a certain level of loyalty, devotion, obedience. And you're just like, oh, I thought I was going to be like a spoiled princess. Yes, but that comes with obligations and duties. Like maybe they also expect you to have children for them. Maybe they also expect you to be a housewife and cook and clean. And you're just like, wait, hold on. Or it's the other way around. Maybe you have been married and you had stability, but you were bored and you wanted maybe an open relationship. Maybe you wanted to be an artist. Maybe you wanted to be something, and it's breaking up your marriage, but you're getting your wish. So you can't have it both ways, basically. You want your cake and eat it too, and the universe is like, it does not work like that, my love. You will have to sacrifice and surrender something. And it's out of your control what it is that you sacrifice or surrender. Because I think that in your mind, you felt like, it requires sacrifice. I know, I'll sacrifice my time. I'll sacrifice my energy, my strength when I work on this. And you forgot that sometimes some of the sacrifices, that's why Neptunian energy is like a mist, because you will not predict. You cannot predict where it's going to fall. You cannot predict what area of your life is going to fall apart. And you did get your wish. You manifested whatever it is that you were trying to manifest. But I'm also getting the feeling of a little bit of beware what you wish for, because you did not realize what was coming with it. And you're feeling a little bit of loss, like you feel happy because you got what you wanted, but at the same time you're sad and you're heartbroken because you're losing something else, and you didn't want to lose that something else, but that's how things go. You were not counting on this. So let's say that this is you getting a singing contract. You were not counting on the fact that some of your friends were going to hate you because you were going to get to meet famous people and maybe go to red carpet events, and you're feeling really betrayed or hurt, or your partner doesn't want, their partner on screen kissing other people, and your marriage is falling apart, and you're just like, why? I thought you were okay with this, or I thought this was going to work out. I thought it's both things combined. Everything in life has light and dark to it. What else does Gemini need to know? The Seer. Okay, so for some of you, because again, this is a variety of things, right? Because I am addressing a collective. So for others of you, this could be you awakening spiritual gifts within yourself. And maybe you only wanted spiritual gifts because you wanted to be able to help the people around you, but you forgot that helping the people around you also means that when you can see things that they can't, some people might not be comfortable with that. And maybe you have people who are either talking behind your back, or you've got people who now expect you to always do readings and scryings and mediumships for them, or seances for free, and you feel a little taken advantage of. So this could be a spiritual thing that you have opened up within yourself, but you did not realize the loss that comes with it, the invasion that comes with it, or the the pain that comes with it. You did get your desire. You manifested it. You literally pulled this in. I keep using that word. What is it with me? But now you're sitting here very like, wow, I did not see that coming. Clarify the seer. Six of Swords. Two of Wands. Nine of Wands. Look. It almost feels like you were caught. When I say caught, I mean like this feels like a trap was laid, and then boom, now you feel like you're surrounded. This usually means protection. In this case, in this reading, I feel like this is you feeling like you're closed in. So again, if this was, let's say you wanted to walk a spiritual path, right? And maybe you went to something like the Yoruba or the Paleros or the Candomblé path, and you realize, oh, I cannot go down this path without joining other people. Like this is a faith, this is a lifestyle, and I can't back out of it. Because you see how he's tied one foot here and then his hand over here. And again, her foot is in the water. And here we have three people. So it might have been you thinking, I'll just dip my toe into this. I'll just, like let's say this is someone who's trying to get in touch with orishas or trying to get in touch with, really powerful death spirits. And they forget that there's rules and regulations, contracts that come with that. Look, all this page energy. This was impulsively done. Maybe you did it like on a dare, or because it was fun, or because you thought it would be interesting, or you thought it would be easy. Like it was done out of curiosity. It was done out of maybe, I don't know if you did a contract with some spirit that you felt like, let's test this, see if it happens. And it did happen, but now you've got yourself a contract with the spirit. And they're the ones driving now. Or maybe you opened yourself up to mediumship and you realized, oh, this means I just opened myself up to possession, and I did not know that. So whatever this is, it feels like shock. But at the same time, you got what you wanted out of it. You just didn't want any negative repercussions, and everything has pros and cons, even if it's beneficial for you. Like, even if you got wealthy all of a sudden, like you could have now people who are showing up out of the woodworks. Everybody's asking for money. Everybody wants to be your best friend. Everything has pros and cons. And you were ignoring the responsibility or the negatives that come with this. Let's see. What else does Gemini need to know? Nine of Arrows, which is the Nine of Swords, dedication. There's the Queen of Arrows. Okay. So let's say that this is you becoming an actress or a model, something like that, like something beautiful, ethereal. You had to put a lot of time and energy into this. And that's how you got to the 10 of Arrows. That's how you got to the ending. Now, because in this deck, the 10 of Arrows is called instruction. It's passing on knowledge. This could mean that maybe you needed to spend a lot of time with a certain instructor, with a certain teacher, and that led to an affair. And that's what caused the ending. Whatever it is, there was a lot of time and energy put into it, but at the same time, that's what caused the loss of other things, because that's how it is. That's how it is. It's so difficult. It's so difficult when you are fully invested in something to create a balance. And like you didn't realize how much you would get pulled into this. Because with Neptune, again, it's like an addiction. Whatever this is, you are fully addicted to it now. But it caused a full ending somewhere else. And you weren't ready for that. But it's almost like a relief, but at the same time, you're sad that you're relieved and you're like, why? Oh, I could have had both. No. Clarify Nine of Arrows. Oh, yeah. Knight of Wands. Nine of Swords. There's the Nine of Swords again. Twice. Clarify Nine of Arrows. What did I just tell you? Five of Pentacles. And the Ten of Cups. Yep. I told you, you summoned something. Or if it's not that you summoned something, you made a wish of some sort. Like, I don't know if you made a wish upon a star, you threw a coin into a well, you did something, and then you released your intentions into the world, and bam, either love showed up, or a spiritual gift opened up, or something. Something happened. It made you very, very happy. Don't get me wrong. You're not going to let go of whatever this is. This blessing, you know it's a blessing. You're not going to let go of it. You're very excited by whatever this is. You are very excited. But with the Nine of Swords, you're also like, I really wanted the other thing too, though. You had to let something else go. And you feel left out. You feel like a door has been shut in your face now. But think of it like this. So let's go back to the example of you now being a model, you now being an actor or an actress. It's like if you used to be really close with your community, now whenever you come around, everybody gets a little awkward because that high status you have now makes other people feel like we can't relate to you anymore. You know, you're not relatable. Maybe they have insecurities and they feel like you look down on them. And it just, you now look like some ethereal creature, which is what you wanted. But at the same time, you're like, I'm still me. But they just see a fucking swan, which is magnificent. But they're ugly little ducklings, you know, and they're actual ducks while you are a swan. And you're struggling with this because you're like, but I didn't want to be different than y'all, but you also did want to be different. You see what I'm saying? So it's a conundrum you've got here of wanting the difference, wanting to accomplish your dreams, but accomplishing your dreams makes you different. And now you cannot relate to the other ducklings that turned into ducks. You stand out way too much and you feel left out now. Like they're shutting you out of activities or events or, you know, birthdays or chats, or like you're just not, things are not the way they used to be. You've lost something and you're having difficulty coming to terms with that. What else does Gemini need to know? What did I say? 10 of Arrows, instruction. And the Stag. Whew. The Stag is responsibility. Okay, I went to look up the Stag because I felt like there's pieces I wanted to read and feel the connection to the reading. And check this out. So the Stag, he says, the polished axe head is a manifestation of the human will, which you have here, right? That's the whole theme of this, your will changing your environment. So it represents, it's a manifestation of the human will to change the environment and not always for the better. So a weighing up of action and responsibility is necessary. And it's talking about justice and the balance of the ecosystem, right? And how we're guests on the earth. But it says, our thoughtless greed and selfishness as humans has seriously disturbed the ecosystem. The fine balance and interdependent connection between nature and humans is pivotal. If the balance is disturbed by any inappropriate or thoughtless action, there will surely be a natural reaction and the balance will have to be reset. On an individual level, This may involve haunting guilt over a wrong action or a subconscious feeling of bitterness because of an unfair situation. It signifies the karmic wheel of justice, which we see here on the ginseng. It signifies the karmic wheel of justice that rules our basic concepts of right and wrong, and the inescapable faith that justice will always be done. Both on an individual level and as a civilization, we are responsible for our actions and must be aware of their consequences. On a personal level, some kind of adjustment or interaction has taken place. The key word here is responsibility. We must, as individuals, constantly observe the rules and regulations of society, and these can fluctuate as the views and knowledge of civilization change. Whether on a political or moral level, we subconsciously know when a realignment of our perceptions is due. This is a time to welcome the justice that has arrived at the coming of spring and the fire of creation. Face the coming season with honesty and integrity, and trust to right and appropriate action. So this is just balance. Like, you are getting what you want, but it comes with a price, and you are not happy with the price. There's something that's being passed on to you. And that's why I said it, because I had already seen this card before with the 9 and the Queen. I don't know if you got involved with a teacher, a mentor, a instructor, a coach, and maybe you lost your partner, or like maybe you got involved with a student. Whatever it is, it doesn't even have to be like something like that. Because the stag is here, it's about you have to take responsibility. You wanted an axe, and now you're sad that you lost the tree it came from. You cannot have both. To make one, the other one needed to be destroyed. Clarify the 10 of arrows. Was this? Yeah, this card was already out, right? Okay. Page of Swords, Knight of Swords, Temperance. Oh yeah, Ace of Cups, 4 of Cups, 5 of Swords. You definitely wanted it both ways. You wanted the axe and you wanted the tree as well. You're like, I just want to know what it feels like to hold the axe. That doesn't mean that I wanted to trade the tree for the axe. But to be able to hold the axe, you had to destroy the tree. And I feel like you did this impulsively. And now you're like, oh, damn, I should have thought this out. Like, I'm happy that I got this. But at the same time, I'm not happy that I got this, if it caused me the loss of that. But the tree is gone, mama or papa. Enjoy your blessing. Enjoy the blessing. Because I feel like you're kind of settling into bitterness a little bit. And it's like, no, don't do that. Because you did get your wish. Surrender to it. Surrender to this flow that you chose. Whatever path it is that you chose, don't fight it now. Because then it will all have been for nothing. Imagine if you tear down a tree to make the perfect axe, but then you're upset because you lost a tree and you burned the axe. Like, then it was all for nothing. Then the tree really was destroyed for nothing. If you honor the axe and take care of it, at least a piece of the tree may live on. But if you destroy the axe as well because you're upset, you really will be in sorrow later. Okay? So how does the saying go? Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? So pick and choose how to deal with this. Don't fall into despair. Don't fall into depression or anxiety. Whatever path you chose, honor it. Enjoy it. Grieve and mourn the past, but release it. Don't stay stuck, because then your blessing, your wish, will turn bitter and sour in your mouth when this is what you wanted. Okay? Take responsibility for the wish that you have requested. Take responsibility for what you asked for. And don't turn it into a horrible thing, because then you really will have nothing left. Okay? That's what I got for you, Gemini. I hope that this brought you some clarity, guidance, or confirmation. As usual, I look forward to feedback. If you want to at least put the emojis in the title, that shows me you support me, my time, and my energy, and I appreciate that as well, okay? Love you guys. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.